This episode of Super Pulp Science is brought to you by Heirlock, a new young adult science fiction horror which is Christopher Pike meets the Hunger Games in space. A galactic pleasure cruise for 12 of the richest teenagers in the solar system turns into a horrific nightmare as a sadistic killer builds a trap they can't buy their way out of. Coming whenever to a bookstore near you, since we just made it up. Seriously.
Attention, citizens. It's time for Super Pulp Science.
Hello, this is Super Pulp Science, where we talk about how genre gets made. I'm here with my two long-suffering co-hosts, Justin Curry and Samantha Bico. They are going to do lots of talking today because, as you can tell, my voice is a little bit ragged. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
They don't know what we're doing today, and I realized that Dan, our producer here, you could probably hear me if he shouted.
What?
There you go. And all of us were talking about what we should talk about, and then I realized that we hadn't done a thing that I wanted to do for a while, and it probably should have had some preparation, but I've decided not to prep it at all. We started our conversation before the show about all kinds of different weird genre movies. We were talking about like this trend of like sea creature movies and this trend of like teenage alien heartthrob movies and like all this stuff from the 80s. And I had this thought, like, how did those stories come about? And then I realized that there was a thing I've been wanting to do with you guys for a while, which is a thing I used to do many years ago on the hour before midnight on the 13th of every month for 13 months. I would get together with other writers, and for 1 hour we would try to break story and come up with no planning whatsoever, come up with a complete treatment for a story, movie, or book in 1 hour.
Nice.
I want to do that with you guys.
Sweet.
And what's actually kind of nice is we have a bit of foundation work behind us as a group, because the last couple of weeks we've been game testing a game that Gregory wrote, produced, and did a ton of work on. Am I allowed to say what it's called?
Sure, yeah.
It's called World War Weird. It uses a ton of public domain superhero stuff that have these incredible backstories that you've built and these great character sheets, and it's more story driven in terms of tabletop RPG. There isn't a ton of roll the dice, how much damage did you do, and 70 sessions later you've finally beaten the boss. It's very fast paced. There's like scene after scene after scene, and we've been having a ball.
We don't mean to talk trash about D&D. We like D&D. I grew up D&D.
Oh yeah, no,
I did it every week for 20 years.
It's just completely different mode, and I've actually haven't tabletop gamed ever, so this is my first foray into it. Although I conceptually understand D&D.
Yeah, Justin too. You had never done a role-playing game before. Right?
No, but I've been exposed to enough geek culture that I had a good idea of how it worked.
Yeah,
the
you dove in
mechanics of
pretty
it,
hard.
and I'm liking that this one the focus seems to be on organic storytelling, whereas I've surmised with D&D. The story is a little more like set in stone, whereas this one we're kind of like building a movie as we go.
Yeah, true. That's also true. So let's build a story right now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you some genres, and you're just going to pick, and you'll need to. Should I give them vetoes, Dan? No vetoes. What happens is once we pick something, we can't go back.
I love how you actually waited for my response.
Yeah.
He didn't wait for my response.
You don't need a response. All right. So is it going to be an action, mystery, suspense, humor, romance, or horror movie?
Horror
movie?
Horror humor.
Horror humor? Okay. Funny
yes.
humor. Okay. I'll make a little note here.
Funny humor.
Funny horror is what I meant to say. Is it more horror or more funny?
Slither is our template.
Slither is our template?
Wow, okay.
So a good mix.
So a good mix. So it goes
Good
back
mix.
and forth.
Yeah.
So we're talking about gross ups.
And blood. But like Chucky style,
So
where
90s
everyone's getting
horror?
eviscerated.
With lots of gore.
Okay, fine.
I'm just some.
You want
I'm
splash? Okay,
He's
so
just
it's gonna be
really
fun.
leaning into it. All right.
Okay, so who is our main character? Male or female?
Female.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a female main character.
Let's make her a ship captain.
All right.
Ship
we were
captain.
talking about
Well, now
Boats.
we're on the sea.
we're on
Okay.
the sea.
Justin's favorite
What kind of ship?
place.
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker. Okay, so it's not a
Okay.
sci-fi movie. We're not going to go into space. It's an
This
icebreaker.
could still be sci-fi.
I don't know. The sea is basically space on this
We
planet.
don't know what's
That's a
going
good
on.
point. Okay, so far we have a horror movie with funny elements with the female lead character set on a ship that's an icebreaker, so it's winter. Right, this is good.
And that takes care of the isolation thing too.
What do you mean by that?
All horror, like the setting of a horror movie, I think is really, really important. And my favorites are when it's a little more self-contained, like there's a threat or a monster or whatever, and you can't escape it easily. So, you're lost in the woods, you're lost in space, you're stuck up in the Arctic, you're isolated from help and the rest of the world, and you have to solve the problem with what you've got.
Okay, so the other main character of a horror movie then obviously is the threat. Is it a slasher? Is it a monster? Is it like a psychological horror? Is it a ghost? What is it?
Is it a concept like the spiral?
Right. No, we're getting somewhere. What is it?
Well, I'm
You really
a
want a
big fan of
monster.
monster. Yeah. So I feel like
Monster.
Sam should take that one because it's obvious for me.
Oh, there's so much to choose from. I think the monster would be an obvious element, and we should put it in, but the monster isn't the real villain.
Oh, okay. So we've got a 90s style horror film with some funny elements, ship captain, icebreaker, isolation in the Arctic, and a monster, but the monster is
Okay.
is a MacGuffin. That's
Yes.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about our ship captain has been hired out by shady government people that she doesn't get along with? It's her ship, but they're trying to call the
Yeah.
shots, and so there's some back and forth there.
And she should be a bit older so that she has enough experience to be running this ship
Yeah.
and also has had to deal with some shit.
Okay, so is she funny or does she have a funny character that's with her? Like, is it funny things that happen? Is it a dark comedy, like we find it funny, but it's horrible for them?
I'm
or...
picturing Sigourney Weaver as the captain and Wash from Firefly as her first mate,
Yeah.
as kind of the comedic relief.
Okay, I mean, all right? So what's her name? Let's give her a name. Sigourney and
No.
Wash.
Sigourney Weaver.
The name is less important as the structure right now, but you guys are usually pretty good with names, so I thought I'd
No,
throw
I
that.
know,
at you.
and that's why I'm just
Yeah, you guys are
going
She should
horribly
have a
blank.
short, punchy name.
Captain
Something Nash. I just keep using
Nash.
Nash.
Okay, Captain Nash.
All right.
Captain Nash and her first mate,
Georgie.
George. So Captain Nash, why have they taken on this government contract, Justin?
Well, it's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know.
And it's the end of her career.
Oh, wait, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
She's behind on, she's gonna lose her ship, she's in debt, so
Oh.
she needs to take some off-the-book expeditions, and these guys have a lot of money, and they're going places they're not necessarily supposed to be going, so nobody knows they're going there.
Is it a rescue or a retrieval?
Retrieval.
Yeah.
Did they lose it or did it fall from space?
They lost it. It originally fell from space.
Oh, okay, lost it. It's from space. All right. Do they know that? Does she know? At what point does she find out
Feel like
what they're after?
Probably second act.
Second act. Okay, so we've got Act 1. We need to introduce our characters, obviously. We need to introduce the regular world of the story, which is like showing us the icebreaker, showing their relationship. How do we establish the relationship between these two? Are they romantically involved, her and George? George is younger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No.
Is there a big crew?
There is, and it's slowly shrinking.
Slowly.
Yeah, so we have to have a chef who's pretty funny as well.
Right? Okay. Chef.
Chef with a lot of charisma.
I'm making notes, dear listeners. Chef.
Our chef is Stephen Toast.
Stephen Cook. You're casting, okay. So we have a chef, yeah. So to make a good horror movie, you need to have the list of people who are going to die.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to have the chef
Yeah.
killed. We're going to have who else?
Unfortunately.
We're going to have the engineer. There's got to be some sort of engine guy,
The mechanic guy.
Yeah, but I want it to be a woman, and I want that to be the love interest.
a woman.
And they'll be the last ones to make
So Captain
it.
Nash and the engineer
Yeah.
are, okay. Is it a love that dare not speak its name, or it's her ship, so she can just
It's
do
her ship.
Yeah.
Well,
That's cool. That's
the
refreshing.
main government people have to be sleazy evil, but there could be like some just hired guns that have good
I would say that the
personalities and-
engineer is new.
Yeah.
And they've been brought on by the government agency, but Captain Nash doesn't know that. I think they're
Oh.
just some.
Let's go against type here. Let's have the government agency not be evil. I know, it's crazy, but let's just have them not be bad. Everyone will expect that they're bad. That could be part of the joke if you want to have funny elements, right? They could always arrive with mood lighting and like tall. What's those
They just flick
collars
the
on their
light bulb and it
trench
turns
coats?
on.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I feel like to like really turn left here, we need to make the government agency not evil.
Oh, I got a really good turn left, but it's for Act 3.
We've got a real problem here.
What's your Act 3?
She is the monster.
The engineer or Nash?
Nash.
Oh.
And they've put her on the ship thinking she's going to go to retrieve something, but they're trying to get her to, they're trying to put her into like either a trap or trying to recapture her without her knowing.
Okay, hold on. I'm leaning away from the microphone now. So Captain Nash is the monster. Was she always the monster?
Yes.
Or did she become the monster on her last voyage and they don't know that?
Maybe she's the only one who's been to this
Yeah, I
certain
know the way
place
there.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she's like, oh, we have to solve this mystery of why all the crew members are disappearing, but at night she's eating all of them.
Oh. And there's your funny parts. Right?
So Act 1 and part of Act 2, Nash is kind of the main character, and then we slowly switch to Georgie taking over as like the main
The point of view, well,
hero.
Yeah, we'd have to have Georgie sort of present as the comedic relief in Act 1. And Nash
she
as the
thinks it's
straight
Georgie.
woman. Yeah, and she's blaming. Yeah, she doesn't know she's the monster then?
No.
Oh, that's even better.
So, okay.
Okay, so Nash doesn't know that she's the monster. She is the captain of this icebreaker. She's been to this location before, which is why she's hired. But the fact she's been to the location before, we have to downplay in that first act so that it's like more obvious by...
And it seems like they're blackmailing her because of the other things she has going on. Like,
Right.
you're going to lose your ship, or we have something on you. And she's like, fine, I'll do whatever you want. Let me just do this one last thing, and then I'm out.
Which would twist the audience away from suspecting her as any kind of creature because she has all this motivation for why she'd be doing it that's very
Yeah.
human and built in the past. So she doesn't know she's the monster. What kind of monster is it? It's like a shape changer then we're talking?
I feel like it needs to be, whenever they get to this artifact or the structure, this ship, there needs to be like maybe eggs or pods or something, and some of them are missing.
Okay.
They find, or devices.
Right.
And that way we can kind of show that people have been there before and been taken over or have...
So you could have like some island full of lost smash ships, right? Like that it's maybe been a thing for a long time. What if it's been going on for a long time, what if, okay, so it seems like it's going to be a tragic twist at the end of Act 3 when you find out Nash is the monster and the engineer, likes her, but really it's the two monsters finding each other. Because for
And they kill everyone on the ship, and
Yeah.
they get to go to their
Oh.
island and be together.
Yeah.
I've got a good mechanic for that as well. It's an iceberg that's mobile.
Oh, it's like
that
floating
shows
up.
up from time to time, and it's
comes
actually a ship of some kind.
Oh, like it comes and goes.
Yeah.
And it's got a whole bunch of like wrecks on it because it comes
But
up
the
in
twist is that this government agency is trying to stop them, right? Is trying to stop them from colonizing Earth or killing a whole bunch of people. And so the engineer, who is the plant soldier,
Yeah.
is the hero who's out to slay the monster, but she
Yeah.
falls in love with the monster, and then the monster makes her become one, and then together they go on.
Does she become one, or is the twist that she was one all along?
Like Nash should have always been,
Right.
or she has been turned into one, and
Right.
the engineer is human.
Chooses.
So they have
chooses
a bit
it.
of a love story, but then at the end she forces her to become an alien as well.
No,
So
she makes the choice. Like the engineer makes the choice because
Consent.
she loves Nash
Oh.
and she wants to be with Nash, and she's just like, fuck it.
and also everybody's dead, so
Yeah.
she's got very little
And
choice.
and Georgie is like, all ripped up at the very, very end, and he's
Don't
like,
do it.
don't do it, and he's like got a gun, and he's gonna kill them both, and then the engineer kills Georgie, and then they go off together, and it's beautiful.
Oh.
I just want the monsters to win. I just want them, and then they go on the ship, and then the ship sinks into the sea
Yes,
and
then
goes
it's gone,
somewhere
and then
else.
it's mysteriously gone. Yeah, which is
Yeah.
why it's not
That's
found.
why it's an iceberg that the huge ice structure that seems to be going down and coming up and going down and coming
That's
up.
right, and I can't find it. Yeah. Oh, I like it. That's good.
Okay.
All right. See, that was easy.
17 minutes.
Right? All right. Took us 17 minutes to come up with a story. Now, the reason that I wanted to do this...
Copyright, TM, copyright. Registered trademark, TM.
is I hope what people realize is that, or the listener is sort of trying to figure out, it's not a particularly brilliant story. It's not a particularly finished story. What we did was we broke the story. We broke down the essential beats of what it would take in order to have a story that we might like. And if we got excited enough about it, then you could run away and you would make a treatment. You'd make a one-page breakdown of all the things that we just said. I mean, we recorded it, so that's handy for us. But once you have that, then you really look at what it can be, right? Is it worth writing? There's a lot of holes in that plot that we just...
Skated right through.
Skated right through, right? Like, why are they killing the people? All that kind of stuff. But when you're trying to make up a story, I think it's really important for people to realize that if you tried to second guess and add in all the details too early, all the momentum bleeds right out of it. And we were able to jump to the part that we liked, which was a dramatic third act with a bit of a twist. We made the government good, which led us to the thought that, well, if the government's good, then maybe the aliens are the protagonists, right? It's like, it's not a one-to-one. It's not a direct line between where we went.
Great reveal moment as well.
Hit me.
These aliens, once they take over a host, they have to stay cold, which is why they're up in the Arctic and which is why it's lots of ice-based stuff. At some point, we can find out that when the aliens take over, they have to stay cold, and then we could find the captain's jacket has been hollowed out and is not actually warm at all. Like all her winter gear is like false winter gear.
Oh.
Like Georgie borrows her coat and goes like, "This is not
so thin."
Yeah, why is this so thin? Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I also think a good scene would be one of the people who is supposed to, which you find out is the alien, is either in the ice or being dragged behind the ship, like just lowers themselves into the water, right into the ice water, and is just like floating along beside it every now and then because they get too hot on the ship. And then, if we're going to try to make it, so the one thing that broke down is that I don't think we have any humor like built in. And so that would come in the writing. That would come in the interplay between the characters, like what the jokes would be and why would be based on how well you built George as a character, right? If his reactions were super over the top, what if we gave George the voice of the audience? Right?
Yeah.
Like that he just was always calling bullshit
Yeah.
all the time on
Yeah.
everything that's so obvious.
You know,
and
like
people didn't
Cabin in the
listen.
Woods style. Like,
Right.
we can't split up.
Yeah, what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Or he calls it right away. He's like, I bet there's an alien out there, right?
Like they pull up to the crazy iceberg structure thing, and he just immediately puts the ship in reverse.
He's just like, nope,
No,
nope,
we're not
nope,
going there.
nope.
Yeah, let's not do it.
He's the chef. Now he's the driver.
Yeah. No, is George
Wait.
the chef? I thought he was the first mate.
Georgie's the first mate. We didn't
okay.
give the chef a name.
Right.
No.
Now,
Toast.
why are they killing him?
Toast.
Why does the alien have to kill people? They're both
food
making funny
source.
faces, dear listeners.
I don't know. Food source.
Is that all?
The meat.
The meat. It seems like we could do better. I mean, maybe you're overthinking it. It's true. They could just be eating them. But do they eat and then get ready to procreate? And, it's like...
But how many aliens are there? I thought that there's just the one.
There's just the one.
There's just the one that's on the ship,
Yeah,
and
so
it's
why
Nash.
does she have to eat like 8 people?
Yeah.
Right?
She also turns people, right? She can turn other people into aliens. It's like Amnesia, the Body Snatchers.
I don't know if she can. Does she turn them, or do they turn...
Is she just throwing them overboard to
What's the
feed to the
engineer?
babies that are coming out of the iceberg?
I think when they reach the destination, the engineer chooses to be changed.
Or the engineer just goes with her onto the ship. And it's just
Oh.
like, I don't know what's going to happen. This is fine. I used up all my vacation days, she says. As they walk off into the sunset, the frigid Arctic sunset.
Oh my gosh.
I'm imagining something like Body Snatchers, where she's not killing them per se. She's slowly infecting them or making them, I'm picturing like some kind of like little squiddy creatures.
They're doing things to people, turning them into some kind of monsters.
I don't know. It's she needs some other kind of motivation. Like she needs something with the ship. She needs the ship to get to the place, or she needs to do it in a way where she's not being stopped, where she suspects that there are these agents trying to stop her. Or
Right. So what if you did a thing where, as the crew members are no longer necessary, in their particular roles, that's when they start to
Yeah,
disappear.
so they do a really good job. They're really good at their job. And
Yeah.
they're getting the work done. That's when she starts killing them.
Right. Or that, like, I mean, I don't know enough. This would be where the research hole would happen.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to look into how an ice rigger runs and then figure out, or an icebreaker, figure out, like, what are the non-essential tasks and when do they start arriving? And that's the people who start disappearing, because she, as the captain, knows the ship has to get there. But she, as a
Or
monster,
the
knows.
ship is like super old. She's had this
Right.
ship for a really long time,
Right.
and it's breaking down. And Snowpiercer style, she needs replacement parts for it.
Right.
And the people,
Oh, like the ship
the
itself.
ship itself.
Oh, like the you mean like the frozen place she's
patching
going?
up the ship with people.
Oh, gross. How does that even work?
I don't
Like
know.
the alien ship, you mean?
No, her icebreaker ship.
It's like patched with people.
Yeah, but so instead of killing them outright, eating them or turning them,
Right.
she can like re-bioengineer them to become like pistons, like human pistons, or
And there's your comedy element.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right? Is like all these funny like bits where the crew is.
and they were becoming parts of the ship. So yeah,
I don't know.
why?
I don't know.
Why don't you know?
But I think for the listener to realize is that the further we got into details, that's where disagreements in tone occur between different storytellers.
I think that also shows how easy it is to come up with that initial idea and how like, oh my God, I have this great thing. But then if you really take the time and put the work into
Trying
it,
to execute it is
that's when
yeah.
things can, that's
Yeah.
when the hard work begins.
Yeah. The
Made me think of Virus, that line, like the aliens think humans are spare parts. They're making all those robotic things, and they're like, oh, humans are just more parts for us to use.
Oh, when Justin says it, it's a great idea. But when Sam literally fleshes it out, it's I don't know.
But listen, what Justin is pointing out is that it's already been done, so we can't do it.
No, it's not already been done. Have you seen a ship with humans as parts of it?
No, only in Hellraiser shows, Hellraiser style stuff. All right.
But imagine all of these like human part like in the movie, they're all practical effects. So it's like
If it's
John
practical
Carpenter's.
effects, I'm in 100%. Okay, so how long did that take us, Dan?
25 minutes.
Let's do another one.
Oh boy.
All right? Because you get all fired up and you get attached to a single storyline. Okay, so action, mystery, suspense, romance, horror, humor. We'll leave humor out of it. We tried. We didn't do so good.
I think that has to do with the actors' interaction.
That's
so
true.
it really depends on the cast there.
Yeah. Drama's easy, but comedy is hard. So you need to bring a comedian in for that stuff. And I'm not just saying that.
Thanks.
I really believe that. Thanks, Sam. Action, mystery, suspense, horror, romance.
Mystery.
I usually start with plot devices. Like
Interesting point.
like if we can think of a cool setting or plot device, and then
Okay, well, if we're going to do a mystery is predicated on the mystery itself. So what is the kind of mystery? Like, is it a lost item? Is it a murder? Is it a, like, Indiana Jones style, ancient civilization set of puzzles? Is it a psychological mystery? What kind of mystery do you want?
The thing about a mystery, though, and I find this as a writer, is you have to work from the very end.
You
and
need
you
that-
have to go
this
backwards.
is,
You
I'm
need that
glad you bring
ending.
it up, because
Yeah.
this
The
was
ending.
what I'm starting with, is if once we choose the mystery, we have to know what the end is and then work backwards
Yeah.
to make it interesting. So if it's a murder mystery, let's just go simple then. It's a murder mystery. What do you need to know about in a murder mystery? You need to know motivation, you need to know the who, the what, the why. What setting is it? What year is it? Lately my thing has been to set everything before cell phones, but that's because I just find that it's
Because
really,
they're just a scapegoat.
yeah.
It's just you can always call for help. You can always find the answer on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe we should do the reverse. We should go against that predilection and just let people have their cell phones. Could you have a murder mystery?
okay, how
When
about
everyone had his access to the answers?
my favorite murder mysteries take place on trains?
Okay.
Because again,
It's
isolated.
isolation.
Yeah.
Isolation time.
Well, let's go into the future, and
Okay.
it's like a spaceship, cruise ship kind of thing.
Okay.
And people are getting killed off one by one. We could do the murder mystery on the train, but set in space.
Okay, so it's
Murder on the Galactic Express.
Murder on the Galactic
There
Express.
you go.
Okay, so Murder on the Galactic Express. Who is the murderer, though? Because
The victim.
The victim is the murderer?
Yeah, they're not really dead.
They're not really dead.
Oh. Are they even human?
Oh, now we're just...
Yeah, we're rewriting the sequel to Icebreaker, right? Oh my God! But Icebreaker is a great title because they are falling in love. Oh my God! Icebreaker. Oh, okay. The sequel to Icebreaker. No. Okay. Murder on the Galactic Express.
We could have kind of a Pandorum take that. They're all supposed to be in hypersleep, and they've been woken up, but they shouldn't have been woken up yet, and there's been a murder.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
All right. So, is it the crew of this ship, or is it the passengers of the ship that wake up to solve the murder?
Maybe
The passengers, because the crew is still asleep.
or the crew has all been killed. Like all the authority figures are all dead, and it's like the people who don't really know what they should be doing or how to run the ship or how anything works. Those are the people that
they're all
left.
just like rich trust funders.
Yeah.
And like one guy who's like a blue collar.
Okay. I
Yeah.
want one character to also be a artificial intelligence algorithm.
But it kind of sucks.
No, it's like super good at everything. It just can only learn at a certain, only learns. Like the whole thing with AI is, right, they can essentially learn anything, but they have to be presented with stuff long enough.
It's an app interface.
There you go.
In a human body, and they're only able. It's like a Candy Crush app interface
Oh, no.
person. So they're just like, look, the only thing that I'm really good at is taking the same colored blocks and lining them up with similarly colored blocks to get points. Now, is that this kind of situation that we're in?
So here's a scene. 12 people wake up to a scene of the crew all murdered in horrible ways. As they're all kind of like groggy and making their way through the ship, they're coming across everybody of importance has been killed in a horrific way.
How have they been killed? Like stabbed, burned,
Are their bodies
torn
still
out?
there?
Are their bodies still there?
The bodies are still there, and they've been killed in really horrible ways. I love the first episode of Dirk Gently. There's that scene in the hotel where there's all this grisly murder has happened, and you as the viewer are like, how
could this possibly happen?
And so by the end of our movie, we can have flashbacks to how these crazy kills actually occurred.
Okay.
So we're setting up all this suspense.
Okay, so in order to show that it's like totally wild levels of violence, let's decide that the weapon, whatever it is some kind of gravity weapon. So it causes people to just be splattered.
We're
and
sci-fi,
just
right?
Horrible, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the killer is one of our first victims that we find, but the audience won't know that.
Yes.
Right. So how do we hide? And then the people who woke up are also being killed.
I got one.
Okay. Yeah.
The killer is one of the first people. Second, third, fourth body we see is a body floating out in space.
Nice.
And then by the end,
They pull it back in.
They pull it back in.
And they take all the bodies, and there's some kind of med bay on this ship,
Right.
and they have all the bodies like set up. No one on the ship is a medical person, so they're all trying to just kind of facilitate these hints and clues just based on what they can see.
So one thing you could have is that you could have the ship itself.
Ship train.
Yeah, but the ship or train or whatever this thing is, it's
I want it to be a train in space.
Okay, it's a train. It's traveling a desolate moon, this astro train. But you have the fact that the passengers just don't have the knowledge. Like, if they knew what to ask the ship to do, it could do it. But they don't have enough working knowledge of any of the systems or any of the things to ask for
Or
the
they just
right
can't
no
get
clearance.
access.
stuff. And they don't
Yeah.
have the clearance, right?
Yeah.
So when they ask it to do certain things, they're like, no, I'm sorry, right?
Maybe that's why they bring the one body back in. They go through the effort of bringing the captain's body back in so they can get his fingerprints to open the bridge and try or something like that.
Oh,
There's a reason they go through the effort.
they would go for the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or is that the MacGuffin? Like, we see the body floating away and then we just assume they're dead, but then that person is moving around the ship on the outside of it, which is why they never encountered.
And then once they bring it in and they use its clearance to get into the bridge to send a signal back to wherever this station is
Right.
they're headed to, that all that equipment's been destroyed on the outside of the ship.
Right. There you go.
We have to have a spacewalk scene for sure where somebody gets pushed into the engines or.
Oh, okay, good.
Something's wrong with me.
In order to do a proper murder mystery, we need to figure out ahead of time what the motivation of the killer is,
Yeah.
and then hide that from the audience.
Yes.
So why is this person going on a gravity
The
weapon
captain's daughter
kill
was
thing?
hazed at a college frat party. And these are all the college students that were involved.
Oh, it's a revenge.
And
Okay,
so,
it's revenge. I don't know what
So
if
it's
a
Murder on
college
the
revenge.
Orient Express, Justin, in space.
revenge is good.
It's the singer, not the song. So if you wanted to go revenge, what is something like? Why go to the extent of killing them on the ship?
Well, if they're all like rich kids, they're all like the descendants or like
Like a generational thing. Oh, I like that.
yeah, like they're all like the kids of the people who run these giant corporations back on whatever planet it is, and they're like the sole heirs to these empires.
All right, so we call it inheritance, and it's the thing that they deserve to get.
Wow.
We could have one
Sam
of
rolled her
the
eyes so hard, the ceiling shifted here.
one of the kids or one of the passengers is in cahoots with the actual killer, and they're coordinating everything. So we find out it's the two at the end.
So that they can get what? What do they get? Is it just money?
It can't be money.
Yeah.
No, but it has to be revenge because of money. And the message is in the end, you can't take it with you.
I don't know. It's falling apart pretty fast.
I liked our icebreaker one better.
Our icebreaker one is better.
It's so been a cute name too.
Okay, if we cut back to icebreaker, you got anything new things for that? Other than the cute name.
That maybe the captain was stranded on that. The reason she is infected and knows where the iceberg is because she was stranded by herself there, and she's bringing more hosts for her other aliens to take over. That's the reason she's coming back, is more hosts.
So her real reason for going back
It's just
is
population.
bringing more people.
Yeah. So, but that kind of.
But the government believes that they're manipulating her. So she's allowing
Yeah.
herself to be manipulated.
But then you can't have all the great kills and.
Yeah,
No,
she
I
wouldn't
think
be
that
doing
I think the government is sending her there because they want the location of this iceberg.
Right.
And they are aware that she knows where it is and that she has something to do with it. She's going to lead them there.
What if they know that she is the creature, and it turns out that some of the kills are the government covering up people finding out she's the creature? They need her to get there, or it will disappear. It'll only stay afloat for one of its own kind.
Oh.
Right? So then you have two groups with the same agenda.
But the government's agenda is to ultimately destroy this thing.
Is it?
I think so, because they're just like, yeah, we don't want to have this happening. So they have to find it, destroy it. She has to lead them there. But then it just goes absolutely wrong for them because she knows what she's doing. And
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so now a really important...
And all of the people they've sent have been turned into parts for the ship.
All right, so if you can do it right, if it can be done well, then you can sum up your story in 3 sentences. Somebody wants something, complications ensues. So break it down for me. Give me the slug line, the pitch.
Oh, you mean the elevator pitch?
Yeah. The Warner Brothers execs are coming, Sam. Get this together.
Yeah, but it has to be this meets this.
Okay, so do it. So what's the this meets this? So for the dear listener, a good way, if you can sum up your story by comparing it to 2 other people's stories. It sounds horrible, but it's really good because it's just a shortcut for where the conversation begins and or ends. Right?
It's The Thing meets You've Got Mail.
Perfect. Now you got it.
I was gonna say The Thing meets Titanic.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if the icebreaker sinks though.
But there's an iceberg.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so You've Got Mail. Okay, so The Thing meets You've Got Mail with a smidgen of Titanic. Okay, now lay out the actual story beats. Somebody wants something, complications ensues. Who wants what? And what is the complication in the plot that makes it an interesting story? So you have Nash, right? She wants to save her ship from being claimed.
She's on the verge of retirement.
Yeah.
She needs to do one last job.
She's an alien.
No,
well,
but
that's
she
what
has,
in the
but
first act we don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had a whole life before this.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
wasn't just like an alien who suddenly has his ship.
Yeah.
So she has like an actual reason for going out there.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the verge of retirement, Captain Nash doing one last job in the Arctic Circle for an organization. We haven't really named it yet.
Right.
For the Minus Institute.
No,
No?
Shh, that's mine.
No.
Copyright.
Copyright, trademark.
Positive Institute.
You're a monster. Okay, so
But her
Captain
crew
Nash,
is disappearing,
right.
and
So
there
Captain
and
Nash-
something on the ship is hunting Nash and her plucky crew.
Right. Now, but what we're really saying is Nash has finally found love. Right? That's the main element that gets disrupted by this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not telling you, I'm asking you. Right? Like, if that's the core, if that's the real through line, if that's the real thread, then you have to establish when you're pitching, right, this essential element. Like, Nash has finally found somebody that she trusts and cares for. The problem is that she's on a icebreaker headed to the Arctic that everyone on the ship is slowly dying one at a time. So can she solve the mystery before the person that she's fallen for is killed by whatever nefarious forces?
See, but now it sounds like a drama. So you have to be pitching it so
Yeah,
that it has
I
a
agree.
comedy edge.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna come back to this. I think I've solved
He's back in the Galactic
Murder on the Galactic
Yeah,
Express.
Murder on the
coming.
Galactic Express.
Okay.
Okay. All these kids on this cruise, I'm thinking they're like college students now. Each one of their families is an ultra rich in the future where they own like satellites and space stations and stuff like that. And the captain is ransoming them all throughout the movie to try. They're doing something. They're doing some kind of demolition that's going to destroy a space colony, but because they're so ultra rich and there's so many people, it's just that's fine. It's collateral damage. So he's ransoming all the kids to try to get the parents to stop this demolition. And as one by one the parents say no, he kills a kid.
Oh, so the kids find out that their parents
are saying no one by one, and that's the order they're dying
Wow,
in.
inheritance.
Inheritance.
And finally, like the last
love it.
sibling couple, their parents actually says, okay, yes, we'll stop the demolition. And so he doesn't kill them at the last minute. And then it's all revealed that throughout the movie, that's why they were all getting killed, because their parents
Or just so
refused.
dispassionate about.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do now, Bill? Cuffs won't even fit on him.
I'm really big on this idea lately that the beginning of a story should contain its end as well. Like
We can have some like news story kind of flickering on the screen as we pan over dead bodies, and it's almost like background noise of like,
Yeah, you could have
today
that.
is the vote for Sector 7's demolition.
You should almost open with them at like some really vapid party on the ship, like the going away party, and they're all complaining about their parents, right?
Yeah.
Like the way that typical teenagers do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm so
And it's-
glad I'm getting the hell off of this rock, so
Yeah.
you know I
Yeah,
can get
my
away
dad
from
never
my
listens
dad.
to
Yeah.
me. He doesn't
Yeah.
even care what I do or think
Yeah.
or any of this kind of stuff. And you could set it up the way that it's like a regular human interaction that people would
And then
just
it pans
accept.
out of the window and they're in space.
And they're in space.
See you guys all in 6 months, and then
Ching, yeah,
and
and
then
the glasses
2
clink.
months later, and then
Yeah,
we
and just
see all
blood
the
everywhere. See? Coming back to it. So
Just
Justin just raised his hands in triumph.
Yeah.
But what I like about that is it took
coming back to a different story.
coming back to a different story.
And the killer is a good guy. He's trying to save his home colony space station thing
And he's
against
not,
the ultra rich.
He's a working guy.
Yeah.
Right? He's like working class, and there's no way to stop it. And all his working class people. Like you could talk in general about how you have the stratification of society.
the gaps
right?
are just so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Where does he get this gravity weapon? It's the weapon. It's the kind of weapon that's going to be used on the colony. So he's using it as a statement.
Or is it just space maintenance stuff is so cool? You know,
Space
like
maintenance.
Dead
It's
Space.
it's just construction equipment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just working class stuff.
just working class
Yeah.
stuff.
And he's murdering these ultra rich,
Yeah.
yuppie kids.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting about that is that if you revealed that twist early, like about halfway through the kills, and the kids were able to plead to their parents, you could build a lot of pathos and
They
drama.
could find out halfway through there is an actual working calm. Like all the calms seem like they were destroyed, but then they find a hidden one that the killer's been using to back and forth with the parents.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
when they find out what transmissions have been sent. They look at them and they realize
That's your parents. That was his dad. That was his dad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then they try to get in touch with their own parents and like beg them.
And they do beg them, and they still get killed.
And they still get killed.
I'm
yeah.
sorry, Timothy, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
You
is
can-
bigger than all of us.
You convinced me, but you didn't convince them.
what? And then
Yeah. I'm sorry, the board has voted against you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. That's some dark shit there. Huh. I like Icebreaker. It makes me feel better, even though I think there's a higher body count. Now, what's interesting about this is that both stories are essentially built on the same structure, right? We find a bunch of bodies along the way, and we have to reveal it. And in one, we dug right into the reason for the bodies, and that gave us the answer to the how and why. And in the other one, we just skipped it. We're like, yeah, okay, there'll be a bunch of funny, gory deaths, probably a chef, and who knows who else. And it didn't really grab us, but the relationship between Nash and the engineer did, and that tied it all together. That and the name Icebreaker, I think, really,
Yeah.
really did it.
Yeah.
Right? So between Inheritance and Icebreaker, these two coming soon to a theater
can't
near
name
you.
it Inheritance. That ties it to their parents have something to do with it, like right off the bat. You gotta something spacey.
Maybe one of them celebrating their inheritance and bringing all of their friends so that you can have the title own.
My dad's giving me my payout
Yeah.
on his will early.
and he's taking all his friends on this vacation.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's the biggest douche of them all.
Yeah, and he's like such an awful guy. So it starts as if it's his fault, right? So that it's named after the fact that that guy's paying for it is what it seems like, but then they're all paying for it in the end.
Or trust fund.
Trust fund. Yeah, inheritance is better than trust fund. Although
I don't know, because trust.
Yeah,
And they're all trying to.
I like it. Okay, so now, let's say you were gonna. Okay, this is actually great for Sam. How much time do we have, Dan? How are we doing? 10 minutes. Okay, this is perfect. Sam, you are the only one here qualified to do the next thing. If we wanted to pitch either of these as a young adult series, what are the changes?
As a series?
Or a young
these would
adult.
be standalone.
Okay, standalone, a young adult standalone. A lot of people who are.
Oh, young adult, you just like made 2 movies in which people get murdered.
Well,
Yeah,
this is
but
what I'm saying.
the space one would be way more young adult.
Okay.
So this is what I'm getting at. So like, there is
Hardy Boys.
right? There is a way to turn
Space
the knobs
murders.
on these stories in order to adjust them to a specific audience, right?
Yeah.
What knobs would you turn on these stories? Like you already picked, I think, that Inheritance
Yeah,
is better
you
to switch.
wouldn't really have to turn any of them. I mean, even if so you can just say that they're like high school grads.
Right.
You know, and it's like they're like 17, 18 years old instead of college students.
And the viscera is okay. Well, I guess if
Oh,
we think
yeah.
about Hunger Games,
Oh, hell
right?
yeah.
The violence is. It's actually not overstated either, most of the violence, in that it's just you fill in the gap, right? You know something bad's happening when that sword plunges 3 times,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't, like that could just be straight line YA.
Right.
It just also depends on what the themes you're focusing on. So if this is like kid-parent relationship, then that's perfect.
Right.
And just trusting authority figures and you having to become the authority figure all of a sudden and coming of age.
Yeah, it's totally a coming of age thing.
In a very compressed like survival. It's the Hardy Boys meets the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But
in space.
in space. Yeah, so
Space train.
it would be a good standalone, I would think.
Okay, so we have, what do you say? The Thing meets You've Got Mail with a touch of Titanic, and Hardy Boys meets
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games in space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the Orient Express.
Hardy Boys meets the Hunger Games on the Orient Express in space.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so what are other considerations, though, if you're going to... because you can't go on to author Twitter without seeing people ranting about how young adult is where the acquisitions are happening, and I don't write young adult, and they get angry about it. But we just essentially made 2 horrific, violent horror stories that you, without missing a breath, said, "Oh no, this one could easily be adapted." So what is that? What's going on there? What are they after? Tell us.
They're just after I would say compelling thematic elements that have to do with usually identity, or like I said, coming of age, and like interpersonal relationships. So you have like 12 kids, and they're all they've probably been spoiled their entire lives, and now all of a sudden they have to learn in a very, very quick, compressed, they have to mature very quickly all of a sudden if they're going to make it out, and they have to, be empathetic for their fellow.
And our main
people who run
character
the
could be
ship.
like new money, so she's not as douchey as the rest of them.
Oh, I like
and that's
that.
why her parents actually care about stopping the
I think you
whatever
do
the
a flip with that, though. You have them be new money, and that's the tragedy, is that they won't risk it for her because they've fought so long to get there. Oh. Right? So she's the savior of the people on the train ship, right? But her parents vote against it.
And it's the douchiest one, like the douchiest kid that survives.
Maybe. No, I think she could
Chad
survive. She could
lives
be
at
our
the
final
end.
girl, right? And for the dear listener, the final girl is a trope in horror films where, right, usually there's
Yeah.
one
She makes
last
it.
person
Yeah.
who makes it out, and it's usually a girl. She could be the final girl. Still, she would have to defeat whoever our captain is, or angry. What did you call him? He's keeping them hostage.
Conductor?
Yeah, the conductor.
The conductor.
Right? Which is nice because he's conducting all of this. Like it's has that double role.
And I'm gonna stay by you. Just like I swore I would. For better or worse.
So she resists. She'll have to defeat him, in spite of the fact that her parents have voted against her.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, in YA, you're usually putting teenagers in these situations, and they don't have power, authority, and they're relying on outside forces to solve the problem for them. And then when those forces are taken away and they're thrown into this maelstrom of having to deal with that stuff, that's kind of the heart of YA, is that young people who don't have the life experience, who are suddenly put in impossible situations, and they have to, and
Right.
they're mostly basing all of their decisions on emotional.
Can we redeem one of those douche guys? Can we redeem him? Can we make the
Out of
guy
the
that
12,
we
I'm
hate
sure.
the most at the beginning have have the experience change him? Right?
I think so.
Break down that shell and have him be, and not like, I wouldn't want him to be a romantic interest of her. That's a little too on the nose, but some kind of maybe he sacrifices himself at the end.
So earlier in the first act, we can have him one of those scenes where he locks the door behind him
Yeah.
and keeps running.
Yeah.
But then
Don't
later
you know
on,
who I am? Of course
Yeah.
I have to live.
Yeah.
But after a couple more deaths, we have him actually put himself at risk to save some other characters.
Yeah.
And he has that
That moment.
character moment.
Yeah.
I like that.
See.
So many good space deaths I can think of too.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
some really good ones there.
Yeah.
But you're turning the dial up on the tension, and it's just very character focused. I mean, you can say the same about adult commercial fiction as well. Like, none of these things that I'm saying, they can be applied to people who are over the age of 18.
Right.
It's just usually when you have younger people put in these situations, it makes it more tense because they don't have the experience or the wherewithal to solve a lot of these higher problems.
And I think we forgive the main characters a mistake. That allows you as an author to have them make a mistake that's good for the plot.
And
The audience will be like, yeah, well, they're just a kid. Of course they
and
make
you're
that
and you're
mistake.
focusing on this character arc, right? Where they I was at a convention and I was on a ton of panels with a lot of great authors, and one of them, she was like, my main thing when I write YA is that I have the main character have an obsession with something, and then I have them, their personality is the complete opposite of what they're going to become. So if they're like volatile and they're quick to anger, and then at the end, that does a complete shift, and it's usually based on something that they're obsessed with.
Funny, because that sounds so simple, but accomplishing it well in a story would be quite difficult.
Yeah.
I have a really good sci-fi element death thing to work into this
Yes.
as well that I just
Continue
thought of.
with murder.
Okay, so in the future they have like little room-sized 3D printers. So we could have early on in like the first 5
Yes.
minutes they
I see
have
where
to
you're
like
going.
3D print a chair because they need another chair for the party. So this huge thing like
Yeah, they just do
makes
it
a
like
chair.
some vapid thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, I need a comfier chair.
Yeah.
And so he makes like a lazy, like a nice comfy chair in this 3D printer. And then one of the kids gets locked in that room and the murderer like 3D prints something like while he's stuck in the 3D printer.
Or they.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Horrible, right?
Yeah,
Holy
that's good.
Christ.
Well, you could have. Okay, I have a one-up.
Oh, you're wanting
Right, that the 3D
print.
printer, right, would have its area.
Fail-safes?
Well, no, it would have the area where it draws, like regular 3D printers, it draws the plastic spools or whatever. So you put one character in the other one, and the two of them end up 3D printed into a single
God.
body, like all smooshed together.
This is no longer YA.
Oh, I was just, the pathos moment would have been that the kid is like the kid of whoever owns the company who makes the 3D printers, and they 3D print weapons or something.
Yeah, they 3D print him. Yeah.
Fudge.
Right. Yeah. What's wrong with us? Why are we so good at these horrible murders?
Yeah, every time you go to Justin's booth at Chasing Artwork and you see his vibrant colors, just know that beneath all of that joy and magic to his style is
murder
lurking a psychopath who is
Murder mystery.
really into murdering people.
No, you did something there, Sam, though, that I don't think we should gloss over. You immediately jumped to getting a little deeper into it. Like, Justin was like, here's a cool, functional murder. And I was like, here's another layer that would make it even grosser. And then you looped it back into story, right? Into the character development of like, well, if that kid's being murdered and the motivation of this guy is to teach these ultra-rich a lesson, the loop here is to connect that character's death thematically, which becomes a clue to the reader that doesn't have to be revealed until later, which is what I like about it, right? Like, they can start putting those pieces together, right? Like, what if each of those deaths is related to some function on the ship that is designed by the literally the parent corporation? Right?
Parent Corporation
Yeah.
would be a good name, too.
Right.
Parent Trap.
In
Space. All right. Well, this has been Super Pulp Science, where this time we talked exactly how genre gets made. We made up two wonderful films and/or movies
TM.
But it's the singer, not the song. So technically, if you take these plots and run away and write a novel with it, and we did the same thing, they'd be so different.
Icebreaker by Wes Anderson.
Yeah, versus Icebreaker by
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Very different.
Very different films.
Right?
I'd watch both.
So would I. Yeah. What about Icebreaker by Rick Moranis?
That would be so good.
By Mel Brooks.
By Mel Brooks. Oh, see, there you go. So, until next time, this is Gregory
Sam.
Justin.
signing off. Join the fight and make comics.